Action.
Hi, I'm Larissa Krantz, and I'm here to inform you about public speaking apprehension. According to my speech textbook, The Challenge of Effective Speaking, public speaking is defined as a type of communication anxiety, the level of fear a person experiences when anticipating or actually speaking to an audience. In this speech, I will talk about common signs determining whether or not you have this apprehension, which most of us do, and also I will talk about the causes and methods of overcoming public speaking apprehension. Have you ever had to talk in front of a class and you were very nervous and did not have any idea what you were going to say or how you were going to say it? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. I'm sure most of us have in fact been there. If you have not experienced this, you're very lucky because it's very hard to speak in front of people. And as I mentioned earlier, I will explain how to hopefully get over those nerves. There are many things you have to deal with when preparing and delivering a speech. I will talk to you about these things, which include the signs, causes, and ways to overcome your speaking apprehension. First, I will talk about the signs. These vary from person to person, but I will mention like the main ones that most of us would probably have. And there are physical and emotional, as I have right there. Some physical signs include like butterflies that you experience in your stomach, or shaking, stuttering, or talking much quieter than your normal speaking voice. And some emotional signs are feeling upset or worried that you're gonna mess up. And there are 3 phases of reaction that many people go through. The first is the anticipation reaction. This is the anxiety level you experience before you give a speech, and it includes how you feel while preparing and waiting to give your speech. And the second phase is the confrontation reaction. This is the anxiety level you feel as you begin your speech. And the third and final phase is adaptation reaction. It's the gradual decline of your anxiety level beginning usually about 1 minute, and it usually goes away like about 5 minutes into your speech if it's a longer speech. Okay, so next I will talk about the causes of public speaking apprehension. The most common is self-talk, which is how you think. Like, it can be negative or positive, but if you're not wanting to give a speech, it's usually negative self-talk. It includes thoughts about success or failure going through your mind before or during the speech. And public speaking apprehension, it may run in the family even. Because like if, there are 2 kinds of inheritance: extroversion, introversion, and neuroticism. Extroverted people, they experience lower levels of public speaking apprehension than introverted. Like extroverted people, they're usually more sociable or outgoing and adventurous and active and everything. And neurotic people, they're anxious, have mood swings, are depressed, or they have irrational thoughts. In public speaking apprehension, it's most likely to be greater in more introverted or neurotic people. And the introverted people, they like keep to themselves and they're quiet and everything. Another result of this apprehension may be a result of past public speaking experiences. Like if you've had good experience or negative experiences, I'll talk about that in a minute. Like there are 2 ways that we learn: modeling and reinforcement. And modeling is how we learn by watching and then imitating the behaviors of people. Like if you know someone or you have a family member that is quiet and reserved and just doesn't want to talk in front of people, you might follow that example, and so then you wouldn't want to give a speech if you have to. But if your family members are really outgoing and loud and love to talk, you might do that as well. And the other way we learn is reinforcement, which is how we learn through personal experiences to help determine like your future experiences speaking. For example, having positive experiences would, you'd probably feel more comfortable speaking in front of people, so you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the speech now, you know, and then, like for example, if you give an acceptance speech and it went really well, then you'd feel good about yourself and you'd want to keep speaking. Whereas if you have a negative experience, you might not be too fond of speaking in front of people, and you just try to avoid it as much as you could. An example of this is where, like, if you read a paper and you were laughed at because you made so many mistakes just reading from it or something, and you were not comfortable with it. And the last cause is just general public speaking skills. And this explains the reason that people avoid speaking for an audience and have public speaking apprehension is the lack of knowledge on how to prepare and plan. So I will next give you 5 easy methods to help you hopefully overcome public speaking apprehension, and then so you know how to prepare and plan for this. First is the communication orientation motivation. This is a technique that reduces anxiety in having the speaker use communication orientation rather than a performance orientation. And according to my textbook, performance orientation is looking at public speaking as a situation demanding special delivery techniques to impress an audience, or viewing audience members as hypocritical judges who will not forgive even your little mistakes, which hopefully we don't look at that way. Whereas communication orientation is viewing a speech as just an opportunity to talk with a bunch of people. That is important to you, the speaker, and your audience as well. And this orientation has a great focus on getting the message across rather than just saying it to help the audience and the speaker. And the second method is visualization. This method reduces apprehension by helping the speaker develop a mental picture of themselves giving a successful speech, and this helps the speaker overcome mental and physical causes of apprehension, hopefully. And the third method is called systematic desensitization. This method reduces apprehension by gradually having the speaker visualize like increasingly more frightening events. And first of all, we have to like relax in order to do that. And that's easier said than done, but like after practicing, you should hopefully be able to make that happen. And the systematic desensitization has helped over 80% of people try and reduce their speaking apprehension. So it's probably the most easiest way is just think of something more frightening than speaking in front of people. The fourth method is called cognitive reconstructing, and like cognitive, that involves thinking and like the way you think and knowledge and everything. So this method helps you rebuild thoroughly your thoughts about public speaking, and the goal is to replace your negative thoughts with positive self-talk, which is back to what I mentioned earlier about just having positive thinking, successful speeches instead of negative ones. And the last method I'll talk about is public speaking skills training. Like the definition from my book is systematic teaching of the skills associated with processes involved in preparing and delivering an effective public speaking or public speech with improving speaking competence as a means of reducing public speaking apprehension. So basically what that's saying is just to just prepare as much as you can to help you be able to deliver your speech. And the method is based on the assumption of the speaker not knowing the knowledge and behaviors to be effective. So it's just saying to continue working on it so you hopefully be able to get it. And now brings me to my conclusion. There are many reasons why you may feel apprehensive about giving a speech, but as long as you're prepared and have practiced enough time, you should hopefully get more confident and you feel more comfortable when giving a speech. And finally, if you follow the advice and information I've given you, it will hopefully help you be able to overcome your